started with a knock. A soft, gentle knock that didn't sound like trouble. Just a kind reminder that life still existed outside my quiet house. I walked to the door in my robe, my hair still damp from the half-hearted shower I had taken that morning. When I opened it, I expected to see the mailman or maybe a neighbor. But instead there was Jake, my best friend's son. 19, tall, a bit sweaty from the summer heat, wearing a white tank top that clung to his chest and hugged his arms in all the right places. His curls were messy, his smile boyish. "Hey, Miss Naomi," he said, lifting a small box. "Mom asked me to drop this off for you." His voice was deeper than I remembered. I blinked for a moment before smiling. "Jake. Oh goodness, I haven't seen you in months." He handed me the package, and I could smell the faint scent of soap and cologne mixed with the warmth of the sun. "Yeah, been busy with school and stuff. But Mom said this was important." "Come in," I said, stepping aside. "Let me at least offer you some lemonade." He hesitated. "Only if you're sure." "I insist." He stepped inside, and something about the way he moved, so relaxed, so confident, made my throat dry. Maybe it was the way his tank top revealed just enough to make me imagine everything else. Or maybe I'd been lonely for too long. I poured 2 glasses and handed him one. Our fingers brushed for a split second. He looked at me with those deep brown eyes and smiled. "You look great, by the way." I laughed a little too quickly. "This old robe disagrees." "No, seriously," he said, taking a sip. "You still got it." The words settled between us like smoke. Dangerous, sweet smoke. We sat in the living room. I crossed my legs, feeling suddenly aware of my robe's looseness. Jake's eyes flickered just once to my bare thigh before he looked away politely. Cleared my throat. "So, how's school?" "Boring," he said with a grin. "I'd rather be doing something with my hands." I swallowed hard. The air shifted. Maybe I'm imagining it, I thought. Maybe it's just me and my crazy thoughts. But I felt it. I took another sip of lemonade, trying to keep my tone light. "You're good with tools, aren't you?" "Yeah," he said. "I helped my uncle with plumbing jobs sometimes." Just like that, an idea slipped into my mind. Innocent on the outside but laced with something darker underneath. "My shower's been acting funny," I said. "Low pressure and I hate cold water. You think you could take a look?" He sat up straighter. "If you're not in a hurry." He grinned. "Lead the way." I walked him to the bathroom. My robe shifted with every step, but I didn't bother fixing it. He knelt by the tub, twisting knobs, checking pipes. I stood behind him, watching the muscles in his back move under that thin tank top. "You've got a leak under here," he said, reaching further. "Probably needs a washer replaced. Can it be fixed?" "Yeah. Might need a run to the hardware store though." I crouched next to him, closer than I needed to be. Our shoulders brushed, and I felt his breath catch for a moment. He looked at me, and this time he didn't look away. Our faces were too close, too quiet. I felt his eyes travel over my lips, then down to the loose fold of my robe. I should have pulled away. I should have said something, but I didn't. Neither did he. The silence spoke for us. "Thanks, Jake," I whispered. "For what?" His voice was low like a secret. "For making me feel something again." He didn't respond. He just stared at me. And in that moment I knew things had changed. That night I lay in bed, touching my lips like he had kissed them. He hadn't. Not yet. But I wanted him to. I shouldn't have. He was my best friend's son, young, handsome, curious. But desire doesn't follow rules, and I had just opened the door to something I couldn't close. The next morning I couldn't stop thinking about Jake. His eyes, his hands, the way he looked at me like I was more than just someone's mother, more than just an old widow in a silk robe. I stood in front of the mirror, brushing my hair, my robe tied just a little tighter today. Still, I noticed how my skin glowed, like it remembered his warmth, even though he hadn't touched me. Then I heard a knock at the door again. My heart skipped. Was it him? I opened it, and yes, there he was, Jake. But this time he wasn't in a tank top. He wore a black t-shirt that hugged his chest, jeans hanging just right. In his hand he held a little brown bag. "Brought the washer," he said, lifting the bag. "Thought I'd finish fixing your shower." I let out a small laugh to hide how fast my heart was beating. "You're too kind." He stepped inside again like he'd always belonged here. I watched the way he moved, comfortable, confident, with a quiet strength. We walked to the bathroom again. My robe brushed against my thighs. His eyes noticed but didn't linger. He knelt by the tub, opened the bag and got to work. I sat on the edge of the tub, watching him. I was trying not to stare, but I failed. "You keep looking at me," he said without turning. Smiled. "You're easy on the eyes." He looked up slowly, meeting my gaze. "So are you." That silence came again, the kind that pulls you in deeper than words ever could. "Need a towel?" I asked, suddenly standing up too fast. "Yeah," he said. "My hands are wet." I turned, walked to the linen cabinet. My robe slipped slightly off my shoulder. I didn't fix it. When I turned back around, he was standing there, closer than before. Water dripped from his hands. "Here," I whispered, handing him the towel. He took it, but instead of drying his hands right away, he reached up and gently wiped a drop of water off my collarbone with his fingers. His touch was soft, too soft. I inhaled sharply. "Naomi," he said, almost like a question. I looked into his eyes. There was no guilt, just heat, want, wonder. I didn't stop him. His hand moved to my waist. And then, just like that, his lips were on mine. It wasn't fast. It wasn't wild. It was slow. Testing. I melted into him, my hand running up his chest, feeling his heartbeat race, just like mine. He pulled back just a little. "I've wanted to do that since yesterday," he said. I swallowed hard. "I've wanted that since before you knocked." That confession cracked something between us. He kissed me again, deeper this time. My robe fell open and I didn't stop it. His hands explored me like I was a book he'd been dying to read. Every curve, every inch, every quiet moan I tried to hold in. I was a woman again, not just a widow, not just someone's mom. I was desired, craved, alive. Later we lay on the soft bathroom rug, bodies tangled, hearts thudding. Neither of us spoke right away. Finally Jake whispered, "Was that okay?" I turned my head and looked at him. "Better than okay." "I didn't want to push you," he added. "You didn't," I said. "I wanted this as much as you did." He smiled, a real glowing smile that made him look even younger, but somehow stronger. "We probably shouldn't tell anyone," I said. He nodded. "They wouldn't understand." I looked at the ceiling. I don't even understand it, but I don't regret it. And I didn't, because in that small, warm bathroom, I had found something I thought I'd lost. Desire, touch, connection, something more than loneliness. And it came in the form of a 19-year-old boy who made me feel like a woman again.